The greatest power you possess is your ability to choose. Join Lowe's Moore as he reveals how you can begin to maximize that power by exploring yourself on the deepest levels and committing to making lasting and positive changes. Get ready to achieve breakthroughs that will lead to accelerated growth and transformation, because you are now tuned in to The Blueprint.
Why the actions contradict the lamb. I'm fellowshipping when I'm with the fam. That's more relations, that's foreign.
Good evening. This is Lowe's Moore, and welcome back to the Blueprint podcast. Man, you know my favorite word each and every week is that I am excited. Yes, I'm excited because we're in my favorite season of the year. I have a few of them, like getting rid of winter, spring, summer, but the most powerful is this season, which I consider is the season of Thanksgiving and giving. Right, I love this time of the year, and I said last week, you know, what a wonderful Thanksgiving we had, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful holiday season coming up. Right, where I think the most important thing about this season for me is family. Right, spending time with family, family members coming over, you're visiting family members. I mean, I just think that's powerful, and you know, it's crazy because last week they had an elementary school reunion a couple of weeks ago. I would say about 2 weeks ago now, and in Mount Vernon, where they started this thing. Well, we're going to have a little reunion from our elementary school, and not my elementary school, but one of the elementary schools. And so they invited me to come. And so as it grows, this was a Pennington Elementary School reunion, Trapagan, Holmes. And then when they invited me, they get me. I was in the school, Nathan Hell Elementary School. And, you know, and now it's Cecil H. Parker Elementary School. It's crazy that some of the people that I met there, they had been friends since kindergarten in elementary school, and they are around my age. Most of the people there would graduate high school in 75 and 76, which is, I'm like, wow, people are living longer, right? And that's powerful. You know, I saw a number of people who cheered me on as a basketball player. I met, you know, sometimes you have people who cheer for you, or a cheerleader that cheers for you, and you don't really know who they are. They just see they are cheering, you're playing, and it happens so fast. Next thing you know, high school is over, that you don't really get to know anybody, right? But most of the people that you grew up in an elementary school and traveled all the way to high school, you kind of remember them. And so that was really exciting to see some people that you were in elementary school with, or that you graduated high school with. And that was just a very powerful reunion. And reunions and individuals you go up to school with, I call that extended family. Right. So they're extended family, man. You grew up with them, man. And man, I'm almost out of high school, coming up on, I'm not even gonna say that's just I'm gonna laugh about that. But anyway, you know, but welcome back to the Blueprint podcast. And I want to say thank you for each and every week, your support. And if you don't mind, if you're watching on YouTube, if you don't mind subscribing to the Lowe's Moore, the Blueprint, I greatly appreciate that. And I want to wish everybody, as we move forward into this giving season, right, a very happy one. I mean, enjoy every moment with your family that you can. So let's get rolling here. I started a series last week with Caitlin Gleason, and she had a life model of paying it forward. So I wanted to start out with that because I think it's just so powerful when people don't think about just now, but they think about how they can impact the future, right? By paying it forward. And I'll tell you this is a quick story. When I was a little kid and I started to get better as a basketball player, Mr. James Jones, who was like a mentor father for me, and I started to become, pretty good as a basketball player and was doing well in high school and on my way to getting a college scholarship. And one day I said, Mr. Jones, if I ever become successful, what would you want me to do for you? Right. And he said, find somebody like I found you and help them. Right. Now that's called paying it forward. Right. So I always remember that. So a lot of my life has been about how do I pay it forward? Right. And so before I get going, I want to show this quick video, right? This video real quick on paying it forward.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. What was your problem?
The sewer was running out of the drain out of the bathtub.
Right, and everything was going underneath your house.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go out now. I'm gonna go underneath. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Okay. Now the bathroom is coming from that way. Take this light and see if you can shine down into that cast iron piece right there. Come on now.
All right, I'm got
You're
it.
like an old man there.
There's no lid on it.
There's no
Looks like
lid?
it's broken off.
Good.
Tell me when. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, you got roots right there.
Okay. Ooh.
The only way the roots can get in there is you have a break. We can go down here about 3 feet down and cut that piece out and put another piece in there.
So what would that cost?
Normally this is about $1,200 job. Okay.
I've been running to the doctor and all, tests and everything.
You got tests and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You got that. I understand. I'll tell you what, okay, when you meet people like that, it just does something to you, And I'm gonna do all I can here to make sure she's okay. Can you do 5?
At first, I was taken aback by Henry's giving such an extreme discount,
Okay.
And I'll have somebody here tomorrow.
but I thought about it and I realized Henry works on commission, so he was taking money out of his own pocket. Henry was really trying to help her out. He wanted her house up and running again. That made me feel great. He was putting his heart out there, too, for her. So we're done here.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're done here.
We're gonna do more?
I gotta go to basketball practice, man.
Practice?
Yeah, I coach after work. You're welcome to come.
Huh?
You ain't got nothing else to do?
I
Maybe
don't
we
have
can
anything else to
maybe we
do.
can let you run around, okay? Let's go.
I decided to come along to the basketball practice. I watched Henry give and give and give all day. I want to see Henry outside of this environment.
This is my wife dropping the kids off. All right, babe, thanks, yeah. How you doing, man? Y'all all right? Good. Since we had to work late today, she picked the kids up and
So if you didn't bring them, they wouldn't...
Right, some of them wouldn't get here, exactly.
We just step in to keep the team together, to keep them off the street.
Good defense, Mike, good defense. Up high, good job.
What kind of a time commitment does Henry have to make to this?
4 nights during the week.
Why do you think he does it?
He just loves the children. He could work all day on his job, go pick up the children that need a ride, coach.
That's kind of a pain in the rear end, though.
Well, we do what we have to do.
Yeah, I know. Henry, I got to compliment you on just the way you go about your work. You truly are a special person.
Thanks.
My heart went out to you watching you coach because you're the most selfless person I know. So, I'm not happy about the way you and your wife have to go back and forth and find transportation for those kids. The company's gonna give you a 15-person van to take all those kids to practice. And I've got the keys.
Oh, man. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Let's talk about Henry for a second.
It's okay about, it's all right about him, as long as we take it.
How about a promotion? Gonna make you a field supervisor, first level manager and Roto-Rooter. Gonna give you a raise.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm overwhelmed. This is what I love. It's for the kids. When you work hard, when you do the right thing, you know, it pays off, I guess.
Wow. Now you guys know what I mean about paying it forward. Yeah. What can you say about that, man? When I was watching that, man, it was just an amazing experience when you pay it forward. And so let me move forward again. Let me get to my book of the week, man. I'll talk a little bit about paying it forward later. But here's my book of the week by Kirby Howell Baptiste. I got a chance to see her. I didn't get these books yet. I'm looking forward to getting it. She was on one of the early morning shows. I was intrigued. It's called Little Black Girl, Little Black Boy. Right. And her story is so amazing. She's an actress. And you know, hey, if you have some kids, like I have some grandkids, right, we should be reading to them. And these are wonderful books to get. So make sure you pick up a copy, right, of Little Black Girl, Little Black Boy. And here's my word of the week, right? And you guys know I've been in the fruit of the spirit for the last few weeks in regards to words. I went through love and joy and peace and patience and kindness. And now I'm at goodness, right? That's my word of the week. Is called goodness, right? We always say, goodness shall follow us. Goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life. Goodness, right? Hey, paying it forward is to show goodness. Be good, right? So that's my word of the week. And here's my affirmation, right? Kind of long. My here's Pierce Hopper affirmation quote moment. It says, "You didn't go where you are today for nothing. Remember, there's a purpose for every challenge, a lesson for every mistake, and an accomplishment for every step you take. Life isn't easy. Everything happens for a reason. So keep moving forward. And most importantly, never give up." Right? Life can be tough, but never give up. That's my affirmation quote moment for this week. And then I got a couple of here's my music. Right? The movie about Whitney Houston's coming up. One of my favorite entertainers is Whitney Houston, and the music from The Bodyguard, the soundtrack from The Bodyguard, is an awesome soundtrack. I don't know if you guys have it. Right? I was listening to it during the week, and man, it's just awesome music. Whitney had an amazing voice, and well, I said she had an amazing gift. And then the movie or TV show is something that I showed a little bit earlier about paying it forward. It's called Undercover Boss, right? Paying it forward, right? That's my music and my movie of the week. And then I got a couple of birthday shout outs before we get to our guests. Yeah, so I want to say happy birthday to Sean, man, my nephew, man. Man, Sean is getting up there, man. But happy birthday, Sean. Enjoy it. Enjoy the day. And here's a few birthdays. The Apostle G. Morris Coleman, Pastor Coleman, happy birthday to you. And then also the Reverend Stephen Pogue, my daughter's father-in-law. I want to say happy birthday to you as well. It was a pleasure, man, to go to your 10th church anniversary, pastor's anniversary a couple of weeks ago. Man, keep up the great work. And then my good friend Gerald Hoover from the Hero series. I mean, you guys see me show his series of books, but that's my alumni friend, my alumnus friend from the Boys and Girls Club, Gerald Hoover. Happy birthday to all of you guys. God bless you, man. And man, I wish you guys many, many, many more. All right. Coming up next week, I got my good friend, longtime friend, Dan Quintero. He's the executive director of the Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club. It's going to be an awesome conversation, man. You guys want to hear some amazing stuff about how to develop youth programs. Kips Bay is one of the shining stars of Boys and Girls Clubs, particularly in this area, in the Bronx. Got several units, and man, we're going to just talk about our friendship, man, and our love for developing youth. And that's next Sunday, December 11th. And then my good friend, Dr. Malcolm Reed. I'm looking forward to having Malcolm on, graduate of Mount Vernon, man. And he's the president of the Medical Society for the state of New York. I mean, I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him. It's going to be amazing. But let's get rolling here. Let's show this little highlight for a couple of seconds here, and we'll jump right into and introduce our guests.
Not the same without Apolonia.
No, it's been 2 days. I can't even eat. What were Mom and Dad thinking?
We should protest.
Apolonia! Mom!
Dad! We want Apolonia back!
These kids, they cannot live without this Apolonia. The store's still open. I'm gonna get it. It's in the refrigerator aisle, right?
Apolonia, perfect on sandwiches, salads, French fries, and more. Apolonia, amazing when you eat.
Awesome. Yeah. I got Eddie and Etienne. Man, welcome to the Blueprint.
Thanks for having us.
Now, I didn't get my dressing yet, but my good friend called me up about you guys. I don't know, it had to be a couple of months ago. Hugo, you guys know Hugo. And he was like, man, you got to get this dressing. I put it on everything. I eat it every day. And I was like, okay, Hugo, all right, Hugo. So I'm looking forward to it. But I want to welcome you guys, man, to the Blueprint. And, man, let's get rolling. Yeah, we had some great conversations before this all started. And so let's talk a little bit before we get rolling here. So let's talk about the dressing up front. Let's talk, let's talk about that before we get into some other stuff about family and getting to know you guys, man. So tell me a little bit about you guys. Well, Eddie, both of you guys, Etienne, tell me a little bit about how this all got started, what you guys did before you came into this finding of this wonderful, healthy dressing. I think we're going to start with Etienne.
Well, he founded it, so maybe he should start with.
Yeah, go ahead and start. You the founder. Etienne, are you there? Is he there? Oh, there you go.
Etienne, you there?
Uh-oh, we didn't lose you already, did we? We did all that practicing earlier, and then all of a sudden, he's not there. But hey, you might want to pop back in. Sometimes that's what it takes.
Well, while he's figuring out his issue,
yeah.
And he can explain the history of Apolonia better than I can, because he actually founded the company. I invested into it a few years ago. Before that, I owned some restaurants and bars, and I did that for a few years, and I really enjoyed it until I blew out my knee. And
how'd you blow out your knee?
I'd rather not say. I'd rather not say.
Oh man, because like if you blew out your knee playing football, right?
Well, I would tell that story.
yeah, you'd be like, oh, I was playing basketball, but if I was walking down the street and I stepped off the curb.
Well, no, it wasn't that bad, but it definitely doesn't make me look that great either. It wasn't a heroic injury or anything like that. So, Yeah. So, once I blew out my knee, it was hard to run a business that you actually had to be there for. And I had a partner that wasn't really helping that much on the second place. So I just decided, and at the time I just got engaged. So my fiance at the time got an offer in Chicago. So we moved to Chicago for a few years. And when we moved back is when I started getting involved with Apolonia.
Okay. So no matter when you get injured or what you do getting injured, it's the same thing. You get injured as a basketball player, right? Like I was no longer playing professionally, but I blew out my knee, right? I ruptured my patella tendon, right? And so yeah, doing stuff was kind of hard. So just a normal guy doing business can blow out his knee and it can mess up his whole business.
Well, it wasn't just that. I blew it out, and then right as I was cleared I was about to get cleared to go back to work. I blew it out again that first day back. So it was just
that's just bad luck.
Yeah. And there were some other things going on, and I kind of lost my love for it as well, and like I said, I just wasn't happy with the situation that I was in. So found my way out and moved to Chicago for a few years and came back and got involved with Apolonia.
Okay.
Yeah, right when COVID hit, I believe, is when I invested into the company.
Right.
And I'm really happy that I did.
Well, so Etienne, so tell us how you came up with this, man. I mean,
first, thank you for having me on the show. Sorry, I had a little bit of audio problems there, but I can hear you guys now. So basically, our father had a restaurant, and before I started college, I created this catering sector of it, and we had this dressing that we use for all of our catering events, and they just became so popular that people were actually coming into our restaurant and actually asking if they could purchase it. And I literally was just filling up cups of this dressing and giving it away. And of course, then the idea came that if this is that popular, and I started looking at the shelves at stores and realizing that they're all the same. There's nothing that great or nothing that just really, I feel like it needed a change. And since we have already a large popularity, I decided to try a concept and put these dressings into bottles and see what happens. And it took off. I mean, it's, we immediately got into a supermarket here in Michigan, and they just started selling pop cakes. We, within that same year, we got with a distributor and we started putting into multiple stores. Fast forward another year, and then next thing you know, we're at food shows, and it caught the eye of bigger companies like Meijer and then Kroger, and then just started flourishing right there. And we've just been trying to keep up with it. But I got to be honest with you, it was more of a branding I was trying to do for the catering as well. But it just seemed like, unbeknownst to me, it was never a plan for me to start a dressing business. But when an opportunity presents itself, you jump on it, any opportunity. And I jumped on this one, just taking a chance, and now I love it. I mean, it's something that I'm into full force, and having my brother come along to help with this is essential, because he's really the driving force behind all of our growth right now. And I still have my catering business, so we're doing a lot of activity all over, but as we grow, we have to keep on adding more to our team, which is fantastic, and it's really become interesting, and yet I'm learning a lot. I've had a lot of great mentors through the process too that have helped me to create just a quality product for customers to buy and enjoy. And receiving so many comments and emails and everything of everybody how much they're enjoying this. I think the best thing that I get is probably twice a week I get emails from people who say they lived in Michigan, they moved away. How can we get your dressing? Yeah, mainly from Florida and Texas, and we're not available in those states yet. We will be soon, but you know they're dying to have it, and it is a refrigerated product, so shipping isn't the easiest thing for us. But we are in the process of getting our e-commerce under control, because the demand right now is far more than I expected. So we're growing each and every day with this new company.
Well, I tell you what, that bottles look good. I mean, I just want to snatch it off the screen, and I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But that one, the oily,
yes,
right, that caught my attention right away, because I like, you know, I was like, man, that vinaigrette, oh.
Yeah, that one is that's our signature blend. That's the first bottle we ever created. It's a great Greek vinaigrette dressing. I would say the difference between this one and others would be we take the extra step of actually processing a lot of fresh produce. So what you're tasting in that bottle is not just, you know, oil, vinegar, and seasonings. There's actually fresh vegetables in there that are making that flavor pop. And it's just amazing how that one is just. It's basically like a utility player, you know. Here in Detroit, you know, everyone looked at for the Detroit Tigers. They looked at Brandon Inge. He was like a utility player. You know, you need him at catcher, you need him at third base, you need him here. He's there for you. This dressing, similar in that fact, you can use it on salads, as a sandwich spread, as a marinade. So many different uses for this one dressing that has just become such a hit. And so that's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, and you said making it pop. I like that, you know, and then the pink, right?
Yeah, that one. I don't even know what to say about that one. That one is that one we created, and we made it pink. And when I say that I receive emails regarding you know, getting the dressing, it's regarding this dressing. They're not asking for the ranch, you know, they're not asking for even the oily. They are asking for this. This one has become highly addictive. I have people who freak out when they can't find it in stores. They start contacting me and asking me, like, why aren't you guys keeping up with demand? I mean, we are, but they freak out when they can't have it. This one is probably the most unique flavor we've ever created. And it's absolutely delicious. I wish you would try it. You're going to soon. Bottles are going to be on the way, but yeah, this is probably the best one. I don't even know if we can ever even top this dressing.
Wow. Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking, like, you know, growing up in the South, and my grandparents and my mom, of course, my aunts, you know, nobody just, you know, makes anything anymore. Seasoning is so important, right? I mean, if somebody give you a bland something, you be like, I don't like it. But when you know, certain seasons, and that's what I love about going south, or when my mom cooks something, it's the seasoning. So everything for me is flavor, is taste, right? Taste. I guess taste is for everybody. I mean, you know, if it didn't taste good, nobody probably would eat it. But
that's correct.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And woo, you're making me excited right now.
You know, the best thing that I think the extra step that we took with these dressings, especially, let's take example the pink. The pink, it's a Greek dressing, but would I recommend it on a Greek salad? Yeah, absolutely. But what we found is that the biggest seller that we have right now is a salad with nuts and berries. You know, a lot of people have moved on from the traditional garden chopped and Caesars and all these salads to more colorful salads in terms of fruits and nuts and berries. So strawberries, toasted pecans, and dried cranberries and whatnot. And these dressings, what they do is they give you a balance to the sweetness of the salad. So the creamy Greek, which has more of a tangier Greek style flavor, and you add that to a salad that has the sweetness of the nuts, of the berries, whether it's apples or dried cranberries or even grapes. it creates this balance that is just bliss. I mean, it's just the perfect bliss in your mouth. It's almost as if we created this dressing for these salads. And I think that's what has made this so popular, because the majority of the buyers of this particular dressing are the new generations of salad eaters who are venturing out to more healthier style with fruits and different nuts in their salads.
Yeah. So let's digress for a minute, because who in the family because important to me in terms of the blueprint, right? The blueprint has got to start with parents, right? Parents, faith, education. So who in the family was doing restaurants, creating salads, coming up with the favorite, that's my grandmother's, like I got my coach passed away, that recruited me, and how he recruited me, we used to come to Mount Vernon, and he invite himself to my mother. You can't do this today. No, it's bad. You can't do this recruiting today this way. But he said, I want to come around dinner time. Right. And so my mom said, I told my mother that, Coach Amy want to come around dinner time. And she said, oh, yeah, invite him over for dinner. He got there and he loved it. Right. And then my mother had this banana split cake. Right. And he tasted banana split cake. He's like, oh, I got to have that recipe. And my mother doesn't give away recipes, but she wrote it out for him. Right now, he passed a few months ago, a few months ago, and they asked me to come and do the eulogy. So I go down there and they give me this gift after it was over. And it was my mother's original recipe for the banana split cake. Right. So when you talk about family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about family, culture. So how did it start? Did anybody else do restaurants, catering businesses, special recipes and, desserts and stuff like that? How did it start?
Eddie, you want to field this one?
Yeah. So our fathers owned restaurants for what? Close
30
to 40
years now. I mean, probably
40 years. Since
Yeah.
the 70s, he's owned, wow. Yeah, about 45 years he's owned restaurants. And he created the original version of these dressings, well, not all of them, but the core dressings years ago. And I mean, I guess, I guess you could say he's the one that created the recipes, but, our mother was a fantastic cook.
Mm.
I mean, she passed not that long ago, and I still wake up craving her food. It's
same here.
I mean,
that's what family's all about, right?
No one's ever going to say, that my mom's food was the best food. Everybody says that their mom's food is the best food, right?
I'll say that too.
My mom's food really was. Her food was incredible.
It was. Yeah, it was. I still, there's nothing's compared to her cooking yet. People have tried, and thank you, but nothing compares to what she did. It was just magic in the kitchen.
Yeah, and like I said, my dad's owned restaurants for quite a while, and he's the one that came up with the original recipes, with the help of the chef, obviously back in the day. But he's the one that came up with the original recipes before Etienne went in and tweaked them a little bit. And we've kind of taken his lead. He got into the food industry, and I think every job I've ever had has been either with him or on my own in the food industry. And I think Etienne, I could say the same for you, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't taken any desk jobs. I've always been, and oddly enough, I grew up not working in my father's restaurants. Eventually making my way there, but it was only a matter of time where I went in and saw what my father was doing with the restaurant, and he actually presented me with an opportunity, saying, "Hey, we have this possibility of doing a catering job." I think Eddie was actually part of this at the time, of doing a catering job, and I'm like, "Do it, let's see what happens." And he wowed them, and it started a whole new arena of us to enter in, and both me and my brother both kind of jumped in and decided to let's take this catering into a new direction, and we did. We created a separate company, basically playing off the foundation of what my father built, and we built this company now that's been going for since 1998. Is when I was actually in college, working my way to law school at the time, but still focused on building this company. And I think that's another reason why I switched gears from law school and becoming a lawyer to actually getting into entrepreneurship, because the excitement of driving and excelling what my father has built into something more modern and new was extremely exciting for me and my brother.
Yeah. No, that is exciting. I think that I always say one of the alternatives, like in terms of education, right? One of the things is many kids go to school, right? And everybody says, okay, yeah, you got to graduate from school and then you have to go to college, right? And sometimes kids can't excel academically, right? Like they can't go to higher education. They just, don't possess that ability to do so. And we forget about entrepreneurship, right? We forget about vocational, right? It was a big thing when I grew up, because we had a whole lot of vocational study, auto mechanics, different things like that. And I think that entrepreneurship should be a part of it, because now the world is just opened up with social media. I mean, people being found on YouTube. People are found on social media like crazy now. One minute, they're singing a song or doing a skit, and next thing you see them when they're on HBO or Showtime or something, right? I just think the world is yours now. I mean, if you're creative enough, right? I said, the same education we get can make us dependent or make us independent.
I agree, and like I said, I was on my way to law school. That was my main focus of from high school to undergrad and then getting into the first year of law school. But at the same time, it's like click in my head that I really fell in love with entrepreneurship. But it wasn't in my head beforehand. I think we're basically led to graduate high school and go to college, pick a career and follow that path. When that's great in us, it's very traditional thinking, but I believe that there are so many other opportunities out there that you really just need to have something that allows you to expand your interest, and not just focus in on just a career necessarily of, let's say, becoming a doctor or a lawyer or engineer or whatnot. You basically can do whatever you want. And it was basically when I was in my first year of law school that I realized that I'm really enjoying doing this business portion in my life more than I am actually the law. I started losing interest in the law actually, and wanted to become a lawyer. So I did step back and I did step out and put 100% of my effort into a newfound interest.
Yeah. And Eddie, you said what type you said you had the bar. What type of other restaurants?
Restaurant and bar.
Restaurant and bar. Yeah.
First one was a modern American bistro. So fusion from all over the world. And it was a little bit more upscale. And then the second one was a sushi lounge and bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sushi,
out of the two, I got to say that the modern American bistro was by far my favorite, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now you got the catering. You cater what? What do you?
We cater
everything.
Yeah.
No, literally everything.
Yeah, we're a little overwhelmed, honestly, especially after the pandemic. I feel like a lot of people may have not made it through the last couple of years, but so I feel bad for a lot of companies who just couldn't get by the struggles. But we cater, from everything from weddings to business presentations, which is really our day-to-day operations. Any events we're ready to do. We're custom catering, so you basically fill us in on what you want us to do, and we're going to create it for you. And we haven't failed anybody yet. So we keep on going.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Uh, Adventurous, right? Creative.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what entrepreneurship is all about. And then, you got to be creative. You got to take risks.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and so we're in this generation of talk a little bit about the mindset now of people who have healthy lifestyle, because your dressing definitely is in that stream, right, of healthy lifestyle. And I even my wife and I tried for a moment. We know we can do it in regards to being vegan. We did it for an entire year, right? And so we know we can do it. And so now moderation of everything now. But we know we can, and we found out that in healthy lifestyle that there are a lot more creative things being created now that can benefit our health, right? And so talk a little bit about the dressings and the healthy lifestyle and some of the thoughts people are giving you.
So basically the whole idea and the reason why you're going to find our dressings in the refrigerated section is because they are 100% all natural. Never was it intentions for anything to go into the bottle that was not recognizable to the English language, especially. I wanted everyone not to look at a bottle and look at ingredients to see any numbers. I didn't want them to see any words that were only scientists, we're going to, and chemists, we're going to actually know what these words mean, because it's weird. It's entering your body. So we had to design these dressings to be sustainable on shelves, but yet, because we are very insistent on only using fresh ingredients and all natural ingredients, they need to stay refrigerated. It is a little bit of an obstacle because, in terms of, shelf life and shipping and things of that nature, but nonetheless, it was never our intentions to manipulate the core purpose of these dressings, which was to create a gourmet, healthier option for people to enjoy. And I think right now people are looking to find dressings that do have dietary benefits, such as gluten-free and cholesterol-free and low sodium, especially, and vegan, which one of our dressings is especially. There's enough allergens out there that you can create products, healthy products that can appease everybody. It's not difficult to do, and that's our purpose right now, is to make sure that our dressings are available for everybody.
Yeah. So, which one I heard Etienne say what one of his favorite dressings are. So, Eddie, what's yours?
Well, I think everybody's favorite dressing is the pink. But outside of pink, but outside of pink, I gotta say oily. I use that on everything.
It is a utility player.
Yeah, I mean, you literally you can use it as a marinade too. There's so many uses for it. It's incredible. But I think everybody's favorite is pink.
It is by far. It is the pink is the one that catches the eye of the consumer, and as soon as they try it, they love it. It's their hook.
Right. Yeah. So now if people are looking for it,
yep.
Right. So far as where, and then it's coming where.
So currently they're you can find them in all the Meijers and Kroger's here in Michigan. We are about to introduce it to the East Coast in the New York, especially area, and Philadelphia and Washington. We're about maybe a month or so away from being on the shelves at all the ShopRites. So you're definitely going to find us there. So look for us in the produce section, because it is in a refrigerated section next to all the fresh veggies. That's another reason why I love how we're placed, is that we're actually on the shelves with all the lights, not buried in the middle of like a sea of dressings where you're never going to find us. But yeah, we're about to get onto the East Coast. We're in the process right now of learning that this is going to move very fast. And so we're scaling as fast as possible, just so we can keep up with the demand, because not only are we about to get into the ShopRites and all the East Coast areas, we have interest from all over the country. So we need to step up quick.
I heard that. He said, step up quick.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And so when you first started, you like you said that you're a little overwhelmed, because you wasn't even dreaming about this. I mean,
No, I don't think I was dreaming about it. It was, like I said, it was more of a branding concept for the catering, but it developed into its own company. It developed into its own product. And it's just a little overwhelming when, I'm learning the whole game of how to become a salad dressing manufacturer when I didn't study for this whatsoever or even look into it. So I had to immediately start looking at it. But I was blessed with the help of a lot of great mentors, people that already had products on the shelves that were already national, and they were helping me to, and I think that's one way of paying it forward on their side. They were helping me to basically save me the effort of losing money and losing time by not making the faults. I remember he told me, Jack Aronson, he's the founder of Garden Fresh Salsa, and he passed away last year, so I hope he rests in peace. But he was one of my main mentors, and I remember he told me that he's not here to do anything but to teach me what not to do, because he went through multiple mistakes. And he wanted to share those mistakes with me so that I don't waste time, waste money on them.
Well, that's good, because I was talking to somebody over the last couple of weeks, and people will hold on to their thoughts, their ideas, and not try to help anybody. I mean, we're living in somewhat of a selfish world. Right.
Yeah, I believe so.
And so, for him to say, I'm going to help you is a powerful thing. I mean, because we don't do a whole lot of it. And when you find people that do, I always felt like I had some help becoming a good basketball player. Right. And so today, and a lot of those guys didn't get paid. They didn't ask me for any money. They didn't ask my mom for any money. They said, I just want to help your son, and, but everybody, there's a lot of people today, I'm not going to paint with a broad brush, but there's a lot of people today say, hey, well, how much money am I going to get? Right. And then there's some people who won't share stuff because they think that you'll surpass them. Right. And, so that's a very powerful thing today, that he was willing to pay it for you. And yeah, that's awesome, man. So talk a little bit about you guys talk a little bit about paying it. You heard this is my series of over these next few weeks and stuff about paying it forward. I think Eddie and I had some discussion. So talk a little bit about some of the things that you've done to pay it forward.
Well, you know what, we're extremely interested in working with charities, for instance. We have done it in the past, where we actually worked with the Forgotten Harvest here in Michigan, who help feed the homeless and feed families and whatnot by offering, shares of our profits. I actually did have a couple opportunities too, and I love doing it, where I was asked to come in by my graphic designer. She was working with another company who basically kind of were starting off and didn't know exactly the do's and don'ts of industries, and they were just asking me a lot of questions, and it felt good to actually share everything I learned. And now I do that. Any phone call I get, I'm ready to answer. Any questions that I have that I can help people to excel in whatever dream they have. I want to share whatever I learned off of my experience and give that back to the people. So it's the best I can do. But I think that the best thing that we can do right now is to help others, whether it's free advice or whether it's monetary with working with charities or whatnot. We're all in to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been consulting with new restaurants and not taking a dime. They offer to pay me and I say no. I'd rather see them succeed. Tell them what to do. As opposed to letting them just go their own way and make a mistake. I've been helping a lot of restaurants out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always think, people used to say, well, as the executive director of the past in the Boys and Girls Club, and when you live in a small town, 4.2 square miles, but you have over 10,000 youth, right? And then there's a Boys and Girls Club, then there's a YMCA, and there's your little mom and pop, daycare, child care services. People say, I don't want, we're in competition. No, we're not in competition, because the Boys and Girls Club, we can't house 10,000 kids, right? So we need every school, we need every YMCA, we need every mom and pop to be every church to be available for young people and their families, right? And your situation is unique to their situation. I mean, you're in your lane and they're in their lane, and you can look at it as competition, but if you're good, right? If you're good, you ain't got to worry about the other guy. One of my favorite coaches of all time is John Wooden, UCLA coach, and they asked him if he ever did scouting reports. He said, no, we don't worry about other teams. We worry about what we do. So if you start worrying about the other person, then you got a real problem. So
agreed.
Yeah. So I think that's important. And so tell us a little bit about where you see all this going, man. And what are you thinking about now in terms of your next level?
I mean, we're all in. So I think when we first started, I said we're going to keep on going until we get our ranch dressing on the shelves in stores in Australia, because they don't have ranch in Australia.
Oh,
yeah, they don't. They have aioli, and mayo-based things, but they don't have ranch. So yeah, until when my ranch gets on the shelves in Australia, I'll be all set.
I like that. You've been to Australia?
4 times.
Oh yeah, you like it?
I love it there. Yeah, it's great. It's not that different from here, other than it's a complete, opposite in terms of timing and whatnot. But it's beautiful there. Weather, the food, the people. It's super clean. Yeah, I love everything about Australia. So I think that's why I keep on going back.
Yeah, I think my wife and everybody, they always think about, what's the first thing they think about when they think of Australia?
Crocodile.
Huh?
Crocodile Dundee, kangaroos, boomerangs, koala bears.
Yeah. Or there are snakes there, No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's snakes here, but I mean,
we don't have spiders the size of your hand over here. Over there, every spider is literally the size of your fist.
See, now they wouldn't be there. Right? Oh man, one time I'm gonna tell the story. She's gonna be like, "Why you tell that story?" Then she got in the car, and it was a little spider like on the thing, and we had just put the kids in the back seat. Next thing I know, she was out the car. Car was rolling back because she saw a little spider. So,
I may do the same thing.
Yeah, but then she realized that my kid's in the car, so she jumped back in the car. but
she jumped out the car with the kids.
Now you know she's not going to Australia if you say the size of your hand.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. If she's listening, which I'm sure she is, yeah, you can nix that off the list.
Oh man. And it was something else I had the what I wanted to get into is the curiosity conversation.
Okay.
Right. because you guys are from Michigan.
Yes,
Go
we
blue.
are.
Uh-oh. See, there's my wife down there. She's like, nope. Not on the bucket list. Oh man. Hey, spiders in the city too?
I didn't see any big ones. So
Okay.
yeah, I think you're safe there. It's just kind of in the middle of the country is where you're going to see a lot of that. That's why nobody lives in the middle of the country. Everyone lives on the borders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't go in the middle of the company.
I don't think you can go in the middle.
country.
It's like yeah, it's like not humid. It's not yeah. And I don't think it's actually livable, but it is apparently for big spiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are from Michigan. She says snakes too. Nope. Yeah. Now remember, this is interactive, man. You guys, we talking about business on here. We talking about culture. You know, we talking about restaurants, salad dressing. Man, you got any questions out there, man? Hey, feel free to put them in the comment section. Ask your questions, and we do our best to answer it. And but you guys from Michigan, so you're a big Michigan
Wolverines.
fans.
Yeah.
Wolverines.
That's our curiosity conversation. So let's let me give you go ahead and give you a shout out. So, I mean, go ahead, Eddie. Come on. I know you got to give a shout out. Okay.
I mean, last night's win against Purdue, I mean, it was expected, but great job. But that win against Ohio State 2 years in a row, all that talk and nothing. We blew them out 2 years in a row. I mean,
Eddie, easy. We want to salad dressing in Ohio. Take it easy there.
You know, I just want to say that I just want to say that, you know, I'm really proud of that team. You know, undefeated, going to the playoffs, and you know, let's keep it going for a couple more games, 2 more wins, and we're national champs.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, you know what?
You saw our guy right there, Jawan, too, right?
Yeah, Jawan Howard. Yeah. And then we talked about Coach Beeline leaving West Virginia, coming over to Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, great guy as well. Of course, you Michigan, Detroit, Bad Boys. You know, my good friend Isaiah Thomas. You know, we were at about a couple of months ago. We were in a birthday party together. You know, just hanging out. And yeah, man. I mean, I spoke to you about Eddie about when I was in high school and went to the Michigan Round Ball Classic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Top 25 high school players in the country, you know, along with Magic Johnson and all them in there. I was in that top 25 with Magic and all those guys back in the day. And you said the building is there, but the hotel is gone. The Pontchartrain, man.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and and my uncle used to stay right next to the I guess it's the old stadium. What's that football stadium that Detroit was in?
Silverdome.
The Superdome, yeah, and then Silverdome, and then inside of it they put I think the most ever watched basketball game.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Silverdome. Yeah.
Actually, I believe the Pistons played there for a while before they got the Palace.
Yes. Yeah, I went there. I mean, they had a third of the football stadium.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 30,000 people or something like that. You know, it was a little different to play in. But I mean, Isaiah and them had it rolling back then. Some of my friends, Mark Aguirre, you know, Bob McAdoo was there, Ken Benson, you know, all those guys back in the day, man, and the Detroit Pistons. And of course,
Bad Boys are loved. I love those guys.
That Bad Boys team is what got me into sports.
Oh yeah, the Bad Boy team. That
first time I saw them play the Celtics and win, I was just like, wait, what? You know,
the Lows. I'm surprised because most people outside of Detroit don't like the Bad Boys because they played a little dirty. You know, that's why they were called the Bad Boys.
No, they weren't dirty. They were just rough.
Bill Lambier.
Well, they was on the borderline of almost crazy, but I did try out, and it was a pleasure to meet Chuck Daly. I tried out for the Detroit Pistons.
Nice.
And around that time, but no, I think that when I grew up in basketball, it was physical like that, but not to the point where we were trying to hurt anybody, but it was just physical. This is just the way it was, particularly when I played in the pros. It was just physical, and especially by the big guys. They were just, I don't know, something was wrong with them. You go in, you go in for a layup and they hit you upside the head, hit you with an elbow, and then they say, "Little fella, don't come back in here no more."
Just takes a couple times.
yeah, and then
you got elbows from Lambier.
Oh yeah. Rick Mahorn, they set them dirty picks.
Oh yeah,
and Rick's a good friend of mine. He just send us I don't know who could wear the sneakers. He's just send us he said, I got all these sneakers I don't wear. I'm gonna send them to the Boys and Girls Club. You look at them and they're like 15, 16, and we don't have no kids here with size 15, 16 shoes. Man, cut them shoes up and make them a little smaller or something.
Half the size, really.
Yeah. And Rick Mahorn and I, we were in the New York City Apple Classic after college. We played on the same team together. Just great guys, man. Played against Bill Lambier at Notre Dame.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had to give him about 40 that night, but so yeah. When I seen him in the league, he said, "I remember you, man. I remember you."
I think that the new generation that preceded them, with like people like Ben Wallace, for instance, he could have been a lot more like rougher. But the way he did it was he just had a presence in being center there. He was just there, but he didn't really strike down at anybody. But he did his job just right. But they were being branded as the new bad boys, but not in the fact that they were drawing blood.
Yeah, and they even won a championship too. Not being borderline.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Chauncey Billups, not being borderline.
Yeah, Chauncey.
They was just tough.
Yeah.
And then
Rob his brother, but yeah.
And then one of my players from Mount Vernon, Ben Gordon, he played with Detroit. He came over from Chicago. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he was in the Boys and Girls Club in Mount Vernon as well. And man, I told Eddie, man, I have family in Detroit. I mean, I've always had family in Detroit. I always look forward to going to play there because my family would come out and see me play. Yeah, it's
nice.
just a special place. Yeah. So, it was just a good time, to play there, and that's, who's it? Etienne saying like, don't be getting on because Eddie start talking about Michigan, and then you can't sell in other cities.
So I mean,
I don't want to piss off too many regions. Yeah,
the Michigan Ohio is a little of a testy rivalry there. So
yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out where Hugo's at. Hugo, where are you?
Is he joining us?
He's supposed to join us. Oh, yeah, we got some pictures here.
Oh,
yeah, it's mom and dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, is that me? Good Lord.
Yeah.
I've not seen that picture in a very long time.
Oh, when y'all were little?
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you send me that one?
Yeah.
I had hair.
So did I.
Oh man. I think we have a few other pictures. Oh.
Nice.
That's my wife, Denisa. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's the lawyer.
Yes, she's an attorney.
You don't get to win any arguments.
No. I don't even try anymore.
Listen, I only had 1 year of law school, and my wife can't win arguments. Okay. we got trained right away.
Oh man, yeah. No. This is good though. Yeah, I'm excited because when we were talking about just the creativity to come up with something, to come up with an idea, right, and to put it into play, right. I think about a million things. I used to think of things all the time, right, and I don't know if you guys know this, but thoughts travel. Think of something.
It's funny because we get these ideas in our head, but basically it is the people surrounding us that spark it. Like when I first had this idea of getting Apolonia off the ground, like I said, it was gonna be for branding for the catering. Yet it became more than that, and the reason why is because I had a friend who's actually she's a great friend of mine. She still helps me to this day. Her name is Etienne Farah, and she she does wonderful stuff. She even has her own show called Startup on PBS, which has been running for I think 9 or 10 years now. But she's the one who said, "Well, why are you stopping there by branding it for the catering? Why don't you reach higher?" And we sat down and we got into a room, and she brought a big board and a marker, and she's like, "First, let's start with the name." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we started brainstorming, to figure out, what should we even call this? At first, it was just going to be called after the catering, but then I decided to, let's give this its own branding so we can make it its own thing. And the only name that popped in my head was Apolonia, and it was the reason I think is because when I thought Greek, Italian dressings and in nature, the first image I saw was from the movie The Godfather, where Michael had to go to Sicily in hiding, and he, ran into this one beautiful woman and was just struck. And he even said, she looked a little Greek, a little Italian. She looked worldly in a way, and he asked what her name was. Her name was Apolonia. And that moment stuck with me. That name stuck with me. And so when asked about what should we call this dressing, the first thing that popped in my head was Apolonia. And they loved it. They loved the name because it started with an A, ended with an A. There's O's in the middle. It looked perfect. It sounded great, and nobody else had the name. And after doing enough research, we realized that it actually relates to so many countries around the world that it was the perfect fit for this dressing. And after giving a name to this, it became its own company. It became its own thing. And the excitement behind it is when we had to go off running. And because I was still doing catering, and still in full force, I had to bring on my brother to help me. And ever since I did, it's been now full steam ahead. I actually have to tell him to slow down at times.
Yeah, and when Eddie was talking to me and we mentioned, he mentioned Apolonia, he's like, yeah, the first thing that popped in your head was Prince's Apolonia, yeah, from Purple Rain.
I get asked that more than anything.
I was like, he watched the movie Prince? I mean, that's what I first thought. I was like, hey, he got the name from Prince's girlfriend on Purple Rain? No, he's like, no.
But I get asked that more than anything else. Only random few have asked me, "Oh, did you get that from The Godfather?" And that is where I did get it from. But then, of course, I did also watch Purple Rain and loved Apolonia too. So it's a double win.
No, that's good though. No, that's exciting, man. When you think about it, name the stories.
Stores.
Name the store. Oh, the stores. Okay, no, I thought it said story. Name the stores that will have the dressing.
Well, like I said, ShopRite is the newest stores on the East Coast that will have it.
And Fresh Grocer.
And a Fresh Grocer. And then we're going to work our way around. I mean, we've been blessed with the fact that when we introduce these dressings, we haven't been declined. Everyone is excited because it is new, fresh, different than what they have on the shelves, and that's why we know that we need to hurry up and scale, because this is a product that is booming here in Michigan, and we can't wait to get it across the entire country.
Yeah, Wow.
Yeah, we are working very hard right now on e-commerce. So very soon it will be available online. Because it's refrigerated, it does make it a little bit more difficult. So we are working on some testing right now to see how we can sustain, especially in the summer months where it's a lot hotter out there. We need to be able to sustain. So shipping right now is not a problem. But when we have 100-degree weather out there, we need to make sure that we have the right coolants and the right packaging and whatnot. And so as soon as we get all that under control, we're definitely going to have e-commerce available as well on our website.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I was thinking the other day, I went out to Costco's and I picked up some mixed salad. Not thinking like, man, what am I put on this salad? I was like waiting. By the time I get here, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to get some more salad.
The anticipation is what gets you too. So I hope that this is people are getting gathered some anticipation, and I promise I won't let you down. The dressing that we created here is it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, I mean, Hugo said he was putting it on everything. He told me he was supposed to come on, but he said he's listening.
What?
Oh, really?
He said he's listening. I'm listening. Oh man. So mom and dad's still here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
yes,
mom
and still very involved.
Very involved. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's the main driving force in the catering. We work side by side every day. So I see him every Monday through Friday. I'm with him.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's the way it's always been. And much as I've told him to take a step back, no, he refuses to do so. He loves waking up and doing the job every day. And to him, his mentality is the moment that he stops working is the moment that he starts dying. So he's going to continue working hard every single day. And then his ear is always pressed against the wall when me and Eddie are discussing the dressings, because he may not be directly involved, but he needs to have that foot in the door. He needs to hear what we're stirring and what we're doing, and he has a passion for the entrepreneurship too. So he wants to lend as much advice as possible, and we're always willing to accept it. Yeah,
we always say, okay, when you get older, right? Hey, you need to slow down. But being active is where our energy is. Right. And when you're no longer active, you lose that energy. Right. So your father's absolutely right. I mean, not that if he slowed down, something's going to happen. No, but right. I mean, you need to be active. Right. And then, because energy comes from something that you love doing. And that's why when leaving the Boys and Girls Club, I was like, it was in 2019. I started writing a vision plan, a vision. Like, what if I left the club? What would I do? Because the club was driving. It was the energy driver, getting up every morning, going, working on behalf of the kids, making sure the doors are open, making sure money's coming in, all those things. That's energy, right? Occupying your mind, energy, right? And so I was thinking like, okay, when it's over, and that's what happens for all of us when we say, oh, we're going to retire, right? What are you going to do to sustain that energy? And if it's something that you love to do, you can. Yeah, my son, we're going to do a whole show on pickleball, right?
Yeah, that's booming.
Yeah, because he just moved back. He's an actor, so he's been, he went to Occidental College in California, so he got into the whole acting thing. So he's an actor, been out there, I think 11 years or so after he graduated from there, acting, right? So now he's here acting here, taking auditions every day and different things like that, right? But out there, pickleball is a community.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, who you playing out there? Some of his roommates go and play with them. But he said, sometimes I just go out there and people are out there, it's like pickleball is a whole community.
Eddie, who are we just talking to on the phone with Hugo that is he's a former NBA player.
Rick Barry.
Right.
Rick
So
Barry.
Rick Barry loves pickleball.
Rick Barry?
Yeah.
Rick Barry loves pickleball.
I hope that he has calmed down, though.
No, apparently he's supposed to be like one of the best at pickleball right now. He takes it very seriously.
Oh, see, you know, because Rick was a little wild when he was playing, right? he was very intense, you know.
Hair on fire. I think that's how he still is playing.
Oh man, you know, and you know, I try, you know, that's the thing. I'm extremely competitive. I always say that when we go do something like go bowling, family goes bowling, it's going to be one happy person when we come home.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm trying to be family, you know, we try, oh, that's fun. But no, it's going to be one winner. I'm trying to win, you know.
Especially bowling. I mean,
I don't care what it is. I mean, golf.
Yeah. Any tennis, any game where it's basically you.
Yeah. I played tennis too. And, you know, some of my former friends, you know, like Ray Williams, who played with the Knicks, Gus, who played with Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did during the summertime, right? Instead of playing ball all the time, working on our lateral movement, we played tennis.
That'll do it.
Yeah, quickness, you know, forward, backward, sideways, you know, all those kind of things like that. And that's how we kind of stayed in shape. But it took us away for a little while from the monotony of, you know, shooting the basketball.
I mean, the way I see it is that if you're not playing doubles, if you're playing one-on-one, to be able to cover the entire.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
I don't think we lost him, but every time he says something
Side to side and covering the whole court is fantastic.
What's that, tennis?
What's that?
You didn't even know you froze. You was like,
oh, did I freeze? I was saying that covering a whole court side to side of tennis, you know, the entire you know, front, back, left, right, and everything could be. It's excruciating. It's just seeing the pros even do it and see them sweat is just wow. It's probably most athleticism to athletic drive that to be able to actually go and cover that much of a court with that quickness. I would love to be out there every day playing tennis. So I give you a lot of credit for doing that in the summertime to keep yourself going ready for the next season.
Yeah, and then my oldest son Lozy, he played tennis in high school, and you know, when he was up at Mount Vernon High School and he transferred, he played for a year, but then he went back to basketball. But the whole thing was singing and acting and all that kind of stuff like they loved, you know. But yeah, you got to be active. You know, when I seen pickleball, you know, I didn't get like, wow, I got to go do that. No.
Nobody ever said that.
You know, who is it like? You know, it's some people say it's like, and I was a real good table tennis player. You know, ping pong. I was really good. You know, but when you were good at something, now everybody's doing it. You want to play? Nah, man. I did that already. You know? So now they're saying like, "Hey, come on, let's go play pickleball." It's like playing ping pong on the floor. I'm like,
it kind of is, you know, and they're not airing it on a lot of the stations just yet, like national stations. So you can really just see, like on the tennis channel, for instance. I saw it just yesterday on the tennis channel, but it is like playing ping pong on the floor. You're kind of down there, and it's, you know,
trying to spin it. You know, you're like,
yeah, it's like a mini tennis, but that makes it even more difficult.
I'm like, no. I haven't gotten excited yet, you know, but somebody just told me like, yeah, man, I play pickleball, man, you know. And then I saw the whole celebrity thing with Dirk Nowitzki and all them playing pickleball. Yeah. I said they must be really bored, man.
Yeah, and they're really tall too, so for them to be kind of doing that.
Oh man! Next thing you know,
like an exciting sport though.
Yeah, next thing you know, Michigan is going to give scholarships for pickleball.
We'll be the best at it.
Oh man, no, this has been good, man. Yeah, I haven't been to Michigan in a minute, but
It's great. It's cold now, but it's great.
yeah, no, I'm not going there while it's cold.
Well, I mean, it's in New York. I mean, it's cold there too.
Yeah, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I got a choice whether I'm gonna go to Michigan or not.
If you're going to go somewhere warmer at that point. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. You know, but yeah, I got some cousins up there in Detroit. They've been living there for a little while now. You know, see, Eddie, if you had your restaurant, I would tell you. I'd call Brian up. Brian, you need to get over to Eddie's restaurant. He may need some catered or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, and they can go buy the dressing now.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say, man. Nah, you're already sending me dressing, but I'm saying, man, go check this dressing out.
Well, they can actually stop by my catering facility, and they can actually pick up the dressing too. So, yeah, we're around.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hit him up. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Now, Eddie, watch. I'm gonna get a phone call tomorrow in the afternoon. Hey, you don't know me, but I'm coming by for some dressing. I'd be like, who's this?
He's like, Lowe's who?
Like,
yeah, the one playing pickleball. No. Go to West Virginia, pickleball. Oh, he didn't go to Michigan, so why? You know.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's see here. Okay, that's a good question. So I got a question here for you guys. It said, asked on your advice about starting businesses. And yeah, what's your advice on starting businesses? Both of you guys.
Do your research.
Yeah. There's going to be trial and error with whatever you do, but ask questions. You know, it's the reason why I love being able to give people back the knowledge that I've learned is because, you know, I want to help them, you know, gather their goals. And, you know, it's anything is possible. Any business is possible. Just do your research and find out how can I be better or different? Because people are either looking for different or they're looking for better. But the whole idea is to not be the same as somebody else. The whole idea is for you to learn from somebody else and excel and create your own vision and be better.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, because I think everybody's out there. I was just a part of, and how I got into the whole podcast after you retired. Of course, there was the pandemic. So, you know, everybody's looking for something to do, but at the bottom of my vision board was a podcast because somebody had mentioned it to me. But when the pandemic hit, the only thing you could do, because you couldn't go out your house, was to do the I had to learn, like you said, the research. I had to find the guy who spoke to me about the podcast, and then to find out what is a podcast, and then how, you know, and then how do you do it, right? Yeah, that, you know, so
you know, another thing that's really important about starting a business is surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
Don't associate yourself with people that are going to talk you into things or pretend like they know what they're talking about, you know.
Yeah. Creativity is a driving force. So having a surrounding a team with ideas and thoughts only boosts the possibilities you have. And that's what it's all about. It's about creating something new, creating something that you know, there's going to be demands left and right out in the world, whether it's a demand that's already here or a brand new one, and you can play off that. Just see what's out there. What do people need? What do people want? And create it. And it's all about branding, and it's all about the vision, and it's really all about you too, the person behind it. You know, everyone's seen me and my brother right here. You know, I hope they take us as being genuine, but be genuine as a business owner. You want to be your brand, and you want everyone to see who's creating this brand. And you know, and so having these businesses also help me and my brother both be better people. Because we're not necessarily the face. We're not out there being the face of everything, but but we are the people who are bringing forth this quality brand. And so we want to be quality people.
Awesome. Hugo. Now, I know you didn't come on here and not bring a bottle.
I do.
Or Avalon.
Avalonia. I have a bottle.
Avalonia. Oh, yeah.
We all have bottles. I could have put one on the screen if you want.
Okay. We about to see some. Da-da-da. Yes. He got the pink.
He's got the oily.
He got the oily.
Yes. Let me tell you something, Lowe's. These guys are phenomenal. You know me over 40 plus years. And you know, I don't talk about much of anyone unless they have some quality and value. And through our network, in our inner circle. These two guys' company is going to be in every household. We got a very aggressive plan in place. And they have proven Apolonia, it's going to be bigger than Prince.
Woo!
Love it.
Okay.
That was a good one right there. You thought of that just now?
Yes, sir. New advertising, new marketing. I'm going to tell you. And Lowe's, I can't wait till you and the Patrice, your mom, and everyone gets a hold of this, because you know Steve Thompson on our team. You know, he's the #1 graduate of the CIA, which is the Culinary Institute of America. He doesn't get excited about anything. When he saw that pink, he says, oh, man, that's the greatest thing that he ever, that one right there, #1 seller. In Lowe's, I put it just like they mentioned on everything. You know, if you're talking about health and wellness, I eat more salads now than I ever did before because I can't wait dressing on top of it.
Yeah, that's good. Because I was just thinking in my head. I was like, yo, I want to do vegetables and fruits and salads, right? And I was thinking, like, man, what am I put on it?
Lowe's, once you finish your swimming, because he swims a lot, keeps himself in shape, he walks a lot.
I'll be there tomorrow in the pool.
Apolonia, my man.
Yes, sir.
You okay?
We're gonna have to rush some dressing out to you.
I don't push nothing, and you know all the business.
Oh yeah, when he called me, he said, "Man, I got this dressing." and then here's the kicker. The kicker, he said, "You can put it on your French fries."
You definitely can put on your fries.
Hey, I used to have people come into the restaurant, and they, instead of ketchup, they literally ask for pink for their fries.
Yeah.
Or they would want to dip lamb chops, which used to infuriate my chef, into the pink.
In the catering, we created Greek fries with that oily dressing. You know, so some simple splash on there before I hit a little flash fry. We created a great Greek French fry, which was a massive hit.
Wow. And we love lamb chops. We just don't know how to cook them. I mean, you had to have somebody else cook them, but
all you got to do is marinate them in the oily.
That's true.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, that oily marinade on pasta salad, amazing.
Oh,
yeah, one of the best summertime hits I have is promoting it for pasta salads, because everyone uses it for that. I mean, it's one of the best, easiest, quickest way to take rotini noodles, mix it with that oily, and it's golden.
Yeah. And Lowe's, you know all of my connections in the space that I operate in, from everything from pharmaceuticals, supermarkets, club stores, and more importantly, all the relationships that so these guys are now in good hands. They were like just like you just had a new grandbaby not too long ago. So these are my babies right here.
Oh yeah. Hey, thank you, Hugo.
Thank you, sir.
This baby's gonna grow quicker and faster than any other baby on the market when it comes to a survey. We're not wishbones, we're not crap. This is gonna grow unbelievable because it's all natural. So there's
100%.
Yeah. That's fresh. You know, and our family just can't keep this around. Look, Lowe's, we're about to use this last portion. I'm waiting. This happened, as we gone through everything else. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And
I like that, man.
we're just very, very excited about it. And I know it's just going to take off. And these guys certainly deserve it. And sometimes I always tell them from the very inception, it's step by step, then it becomes leap by leap. And we got a great plan for this. And they have 5 different SKUs. Is that right?
6.
6.
So,
Okay.
we're finalizing shelf life testing on the 6th one right now.
And,
Okay.
like I said,
so the 5. Okay, we got the oily, got the pink, honey
Dijon. We have a raspberry vinaigrette, which is also amazing. It's all in all the Meyer stores as well. And then we have a buttermilk ranch, which is the creamiest, healthiest ranch you can probably get on the markets. There it is. Yep, that's the one. Now you want to dip your fries in something. That's the one right there.
Yeah. I can see it going with my chicken wings,
Yes, that's what we serve with. Yeah, that honey Dijon, I've never had more parents tell me that they've never had their kids finish a whole chicken breast before they actually spread that onto the barbecue when they're grilling their chicken. They put that on there. Their kid finished the entire chicken breast.
Yeah. You know what I gotta say? Because we probably gotta get off here. We're running a little late, but check this out. My grandson will eat no food. He like 2. He got pouches. So this may be the ingredient that we need to get him to eat his food. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. Hey, I just gave my 6-month-old some hummus and he loved it. Didn't see that one coming. So so you never know what's gonna make them go pop. So
yeah, we need something to pop them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we got some ideas going on here.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, it'll be in the baby market. Like, my kid won't eat no food.
Yeah,
my little toddler won't eat no food. Okay, let's pour some Apolonia on it.
I just put this into some smaller little baby bottles.
I like that.
Pour some Apolonia on the chicken and the green beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been great, man. I enjoyed it. Hugo, thank you. Thank you, man, a lot, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Hugo, we was talking. I was like, Hugo, me think you guys want to come on the podcast? We could talk about this healthy salad dressing here, healthy lifestyle, because we all trying to live long.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that starts with what we put in our body.
That's
right.
As you know, Lowe's, we have 2 doctors in the family. And the Dr. Desmond. And then also we got Darian, they're twins.
Right.
And they said, Uncle, let me tell you something. The best medicine is movement, diet, and exercise. I know we've heard that so many times.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I keep moving.
And Apolonia.
Apolonia.
That's the diet.
I'm gonna let them.
Apolonia becoming bigger than Prince.
That was great.
You laugh, but I'm actually going to use that as a tagline.
We may have to change our slogan.
This is the percussion.
Yeah, bigger than Prince.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you
for taking time out your busy schedules too, to pop on here.
Anytime. Yeah, always here for you.
Well, Lowe's, last thing I'm going to say is that, you come from an athletic background. You played in the NBA for 5 years or so. And something I learned from a lot of the general managers and presidents, they kind of disagree on just about everything. But one thing they all agree on, they said, you know what? In the last quarter, it's not how much you score, but when you score.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna add to that. Who you want to score?
Yeah.
Everybody can't score at the end.
This is
right. But Apolonia can score at the end.
Here we come.
Yeah. Again.
And all the guys we have in the circle. We're gonna really move this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for having us.
When it get warm in Michigan, we might have to run out there.
We meet up with you.
Awesome.
And you won't know the difference because I'll have gold and blue on.
Same as maize and blue.
It's close enough.
All right. So again, Man, every week I want to say again, thank you for joining me on the Blueprint. All you supporters out there, man. I love you guys. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, if you wake up tomorrow, make it your masterpiece. That's from my great favorite coach, John Wooden. Make every day your masterpiece. And I look forward to next week. You see Dan Quintero and Dr. Malcolm Reed. Thanks again, guys. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Get out of here.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Lowe's More, the Blueprint Podcast. Stay connected and follow us at our website, www.lowesmore.com. That's LOWESMOORE.com. You can also join the discussion on Twitter at Lowe's More and on Facebook at Lowe's More Jr. As always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to stay fully up to date with everything we're up to. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
What they teaching is a joke. I ain't buying it like I'm broke. Insufficient funds for insignificant.